Welcome back, nice to see you. If you don't know me, I am Igor, I am QA engineer and I am sharing with you tips and tricks on how to make software testing better, particularly with Playwright tool. Today we are going to learn visual regression testing. In previous episodes you already seen how to do API calls, how to write UI tests, and now it's time to check visual representation of the page. Luckily Playwright has tools to do so, and I propose you to start. First, as usual, we need to install Playwright. It's easy. Command is here. We are going to use cursor. We need to open our terminal. We need to use set exact NVM version. Let's use 20. And now let's hit install command. We will use Playwright, TypeScript, and the rest is default. So why visual representation testing is important? You can check functional part of your site by UI testing. When you click on a button, you wait till some element is loaded, but what about where elements are located and if they are changing or not with new releases? And for that we need to have visual representation testing. Let's remove some default tests, delete, and move to trash. Finally, we want to check Playwright homepage. This homepage contains some static elements. It has header, some hero unit, and some footers. Let's see how we can wait for a footer. Let's navigate and see what we have here. Footer. I see footer selector. We can load the page and wait for footer to be visible. Let's get back. Let's name our test with, for example, homepage visual testing. And what else do we need? We need, first of all, go to page. We'll go to our default page. Next, we need to make sure that we need to expect that element page dot locator. Our element is actually loaded, and we are going to wait for our footer next to be visible. Right, fine. Finally, there is a command available in Playwright. Visual comparison, that's where you can find information about Playwright method of comparison to screenshots. To have screenshot, it's a common name. Let's copy it. Let's paste it, and we want to adjust it a little bit. First of all, we need to pass our default name of the screenshot. Landing PNG, in our case, it will be homepage. Homepage.png. Okay. Next, we want to pass full. Let's see which parameters this method have. Page assertion, and we can find one of the full page. By default, it takes screenshot of the visible area, and it's not suitable for us. We want to make sure that all the page looks fine, and to do so we need to set full page to true. And finally, let's open our configuration file. Let's change it a little bit. We actually need only we don't need Firefox and WebKit. For now we are going to test only Chromium. Let's save it and let's run it. npx Playwright test. We have one worker. By default, test going to fail because snapshot does not exist. which is expecting. Let's open snapshot to see what we have. Yeah, it's a full page view. Fine. Now let's run it again. Let's run again and make sure the test is green. Okay, fine. So, but every tester probably could have different environment on their local machine, and they eventually going to have troubles with running those tests locally or running those tests on CI. And for stability reason, for consistency, we need to run visual comparison tests in Docker, because Docker is the same everywhere. As soon as you set a Docker version and image which you want to pull and use, it will be the same on each machine. And I propose to look at Docker version for Playwright. It has couple of versions, actually 4 different, and Noble, Yummy, and latest one. I propose to take just default one, because we don't really care for now. So we have Docker run, and let's move it a little bit up. Docker run, temporary directory inside the Docker IPC host recommended configuration from Playwright. We are going to mount our type bind source pwd, so make sure you are in root directory of your tests. Destination temporary, entry point are going to be node modules bin Playwright, and finally our image Playwright Microsoft, which you can take from actually from Playwright documentation. And test, we are going to fire test. We are expecting error first time, because still we don't have screenshot. As you can see, Chromium Darwin operation system, but in fact inside our Docker we are going to have Linux version. So now, as we have saved Linux version, we can run it again and make sure that now it is green. Again, we set nvm use latest version. We are inserting our command and running it again. Now it's green. So make sure when you run on CI, you are running it in Docker, because only in that way you can have consistent results. See, that was it. It was short and I hope informal video for you, where you learned how to create visual regression testing, where you tried it to run with Docker. And make sure to set up Docker properly for your CI/CD integration. You can find a tutorial in my previous videos. For now, that's it. I wish you a pleasant day and see you next time. Bye bye.